The time is on this Monday evening, July 2nd, 2018. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter J. Wiggins. It's 5 o'clock, 91 degrees in North Massachusetts. Top stories on the Peter Channel. 5 o'clock news is missing youth soccer team found alive in a cave in Thailand. Michael Cohen hints at cooperating with federal investigators, or does he? 3-year-old birthday girl dies after Boise Idol 7 and suspect charged with murder. Harvey Weinstein charged with more sex crimes in New York. Demetrius Pitts charged in Cleveland bomb bought after FBI sting. The Northeast U.S. is swept into its worst heat wave of the year. Car suspect says he tried to put out the fire. Maria Baratomo's embarrassing Trump interview. U.S. Chamber of Commerce luncheon and campaign opposed and Trump tariffs. One dead as desperate passengers flee Bahamas toward boat explosion. Angela Merkel's real coalition could crack over debate on migration. Police capture suspect accused of shooting Woonsocket officer. Big fines proposed for legal demolition after carriage house waste. Tesla did it with a lot of caveats. Dell will become a publicly traded company in a $22 billion buyout. Facebook bug temporarily unblocked people from 800,000 block list, and Wall Street Japanese investors worry about trade war. Looking at stocks today, up 35.77 at 24.207.18. S&P 500 at 8.34. 27.26.71. And Nasdaq up 57.3 at 75.67.69. The Kremlin said Monday's relations with the United States are improving ahead of this month's summit between President Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. Rand Paul thanked U.S. Capitol Police Monday for arresting a man he said he threatened to kill the senator and his family. Kentucky's government has halted vision and dental benefits for Medicaid residents after federal court struck down a plan to mandate work for the benefits. As last month, more than 1,000 cryptocurrencies have failed so far this year, while Bitcoin has fallen roughly 70% of its pinnacle from last year. Initial public offerings that process it by which companies begin selling public shares have been suspended this year, the workplace expert said. On average, Americans are expressing a relatively low level of confidence with the U.S. Supreme Court, a new survey finds. A wildfire in Northern California's Yolo County has grown to 32,500 acres and crossing the neighboring Napa County fire authority, he said. 19 senior investigators of immigration and customs enforcement have called an agency to be separated into 2 distinct agencies. Rentham police seek help finding this missing bulldog that belongs to ex-New England Patriots star Gerard Mayo. Not Federer with its air conditioner on the Blinken that's current heat wave burn on. Town hall closed in the public at 1 p.m. Monday, 3 hours ahead of schedule. Norton planning board swamped with applicants for open day apply for other posts. Ian Norton, Bryce DeRosa, was just a little boy, but he left behind a giant legacy of love, compassion, and joy. His parents said that effect could be seen in green lights around the homes and around the Norton area on Saturday, and following was a wake on Sunday, and was the funeral service attended by a lot of family and friends and Taunton and Norton police officers and friends and family attendants, including yours truly, as it was a touch and moving ceremony at St. Mary's Church in Norton. Ward Street saying to make Proctor Street safer. SpaceX Dragon delivers world's strongest coffee, ice cream, and more to the space station. Longest lunar eclipse of the century coming up in July. Trump wants the space station orbiting around the moon, and bright flash sparks search for the meteorite around the South Washington coast. Artificial ovary offers presidential cancer patients fertility study. 3-year-old violin cancer is bladder bone marrow donor's wedding. Coffee drinkers are more likely to live longer. Decaf may do the trick too, and FDA is OK's first drug may reduce excessive sweating. Peter Chill News Time. 5:04 on this Monday evening, and it is time now for a sport Boston Red Sox to be taking on the Washington Nationals in the first of a 3-game series down at Washington, D.C. And Denny Salazar has shoulder surgery after the season. And in one Major League Baseball game, Detroit Tigers 3 and the Toronto Maple Blue Jays 2. Now it's up to the Sixers to make LeBron Forgetter's decision. Belgium complete dramatic comeback to defeat 3-2 2018 World Cup. And Australia and Philippines just had the biggest basketball brawl of the last decade. Peter Childustom, 505 on this Monday evening, and it's time now for Peter Channel Traffic and Trends to check. Baby! Let's study up on the MBT where the Franklin train, 7:15, 3:48 p.m. from substation sharp at 10, 50 minutes behind between Walpole and Fudge Park 495 due to a mechanical issue. And the ferries and the subway are looking good. Okay, look at the highways and byways in New England. Let's start off down in Rhode Island, where 95 both ends is backed up between Pawtucket and downtown Providence. And 95 at the northbound side, it is backed up all the way down to Route 37 and Work. 295 at the northbound side, it is sold from Work all the way to Justin. 195 westbound side, so between Seacock and downtown Providence. 295 at the northbound side, so between 180 and northbound Attleboro. Route 95. 95, stop and go between 120 and Kent all the way down to Attleboro. 295 at the northbound side, it is sold between Route 180 and 95 in Attleboro. Route 146 at the northbound side, it is sold around North Smithfield Stretch. And 103 westbound side, Newport Bridge, it's backed up. 185 westbound side, Low Side 6 to North Dartmouth. 185 westbound side, so between Seacock and downtown Providence. Bourne Bridge on the southbound side, and the Stagmont Bridge on the westbound side, it is slow. Route 6 on the westbound side, it is slow for the hard stretch, eastbound slow and then stretch. Trade at the northbound side, loose on the Bourne Rotary. Route 24 southbound side, slow between 128 Kenton on 139 and Stoughton and 24 southbound side, Suffolk between 485 and Rainham 44 down to 140 in Taunton, and 485 on the southbound side, also around 44 and 28 in Millborough. Route 3 is southbound side, so on the Braintree split and the Hillbreaks around 228 in Rutland, and Hillbreaks from 3 in Kingston all the way down to Plymouth, and 128 is southbound side, it is so between 109 and then Westwood on the Route 24 in Kenton, 128 both ends about through Braintree split down around 24 in Kenton, Suburban Expressway, southbound side between Masspike down the Braintree split and downtown Boston, 93. Southbound side also downtown Boston, search Masspike eastbound side between South Boston and the Logan Airport. The Masspike westbound side also Logan Airport. Masspike westbound side, it is so between Newton Corner and 98. 93 on the southbound side, it is so low around downtown Boston. But northbound side, 93 is backed up between St. Bridge and Boston all the way up to Lawrence. 3 at the northbound side, so between 62 and Burleson and up to Bill Wicker. And 95 at the northbound side, also Cambridge Stretch. 95 at the northbound side, also 133 in the Georgetown Stretch. 128 southbound side, so between Denver's down to Peabody. 128 at the northbound side, so Peabody Stretch. 128 at the northbound side, back on Tree in Lexington after Route 1 in the Linfield Peabody area. 495 at the northbound side, it is slow between 93 in Andover and 213. And 495 northbound side, it is backed up all the way down to Westford and Masspike eastbound side, subsequent between Auburn and Millbury, and 29 westbound side, Low Side, Route 9 in Worcester. Out in Western Massachusetts, Masspike westbound side, Low Side, 291 in Springfield, but it's looking good in Connecticut. 91 on both ends back between 291 and 84 in Harvard, Connecticut. 84 on both ends back between West Harvard and Hartford, Connecticut. At 91 on both ends back about Route 5, Weathersfield. 84 on the eastbound side, also after Route 8 and Waterbury, and both ends back to the Danbury Stretch. Merritt Parkway, eastbound side, so between 7 down to Milford, and 95 at the northbound side, it is so between Greenwich down to Bridgeport, and 95 stop and go between Guilford all the way down to Milford, Connecticut. And 101 on the westbound side, also after Everett Turnpike in National Hampshire, and Main Turnpike at the northbound side, also at Gray Main. 95, 295 at the southbound side, so Brunswick Stretch, United States, 87, 89, and 91 on both ends are backed up by the Canadian, but that's in New York, Vermont, and all 1555, so it's some back after the U.S.-Canadian border, and Main Turnpike at the northbound side, also at 202 in Lewiston, Maine, and 89 southbound side, also at Bow, New Hampshire. Peter Childers Tom, 508 on this Monday evening's time now for a weather report, and it was another hot and a humid one in store. And looking at the temperature spread around the region, it is in the 80s to low 90s, been much of southern New England with some 70s to close to 80 degrees in coastal sections of Connecticut, Rhode Island, and 72 in Nantucket, and it's in the 80s to 90s in northern New England with a 95-degree reading right now in Lebanon, New Hampshire, while 64 in Rockland, Maine. And to the west of us, seeing some clusters of showers and thunderstorms. Clusters of showers and thunderstorms stretching in a line from north central Quebec, stretching all the way down the Gulf states. right now in North Massachusetts. 87 degrees out, temperature, humidity is 62%, 2.72 degrees by around 3 inches, falling slowly, winds east at 1 mile an hour. Okay. Day 1 this afternoon tonight, air quality low, heat advisory, day 2 to 7, Tuesday for Sunday, humidity continues throughout this week, driving the heat index values above 95 degrees for at least Thursday. A heat advisory is likely to be needed over much of Southern New England outside any excessive heat watches warn us that scratchers stipulates heat index values and temperatures above 95 degrees for 2 more consecutive days, and there's potential some strong thunderstorms on Friday. Northern Connecticut, Northern Rhode Island, and into Massachusetts under a heat advisory and heat index values of 105 due to temperatures in the low 90s and 2 points in the low 70s. During peak heat in this afternoon and Tuesday afternoon, index values could lead to heat illness, particularly those most vulnerable. Take extra precautions if you work or spend time outside when possible. Reschedule strenuous activities early morning and evening. Those are signs and symptoms of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Wear lightweight and loose-fitting clothing when possible, and drink plenty of water. To reduce risk during the outdoor work, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration recommends scheduling frequent rest breaks to consider the air-conditioned environments. Anyone who will come by heat should be moved to a cool and shady location. Heat stroke emergency call 911. Young children pets should never be left unattended in vehicles under any circumstances. This can be especially true during warm or hot weather when car interiors can reach lethal temperatures in a matter of minutes. Heat advisory means that a period of hot temperatures expected a combination of temperature and high humidity combined to create a situation in which heat illness is not possible. Drink plenty of fluids and stay in an air-conditioned room and stay in the sunshine and check on relatives and neighbors. And Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection issued an air quality action day for ground level ozone effect from now until 11 p.m. Monday. And air quality action day means that ground level ozone concentration within the region may report to exceed 9 level standards. Alright, forecast goes like this. Tonight, patch fog after 3 a.m. Increased skies with a low about 68 degrees and that southwest wind. Today, patch fog before 7 a.m. Most of the about 9 degrees east to the west miles. Highs 101, southwest about 3 to 6 miles an hour for tonight. Slight ditchy shots and thunderstorms before 7 p.m. Then a slight ditchy shots and thunderstorms after 10 p.m. Patch fog after 2 a.m. Mostly skies about 69 degrees and south about 5 miles coming in just space to 20% for Independence Day. Patch fog for 80 miles. Patch descended podcast by 91 about 69 degrees and calm wind for Thursday. Patch fog for 90 miles. Most sunny podcast by 90 about 71 degrees for Friday. Chester shots after 9 a.m. Patchy fog for 90 a.m. West. Patch descends about 86 degrees and just space to 50%. Friday night, 8 Chester shots and thunderstorms before 10 p.m. Then a Chester shot between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. Patch fog after 11 p.m. West. Mostly cast about 64 degrees and just space to 50%. For Saturday, mostly sunny and mostly clear about 77 about 57 degrees. Sunday, sunny and mostly clear about 60 degrees. And for Monday, sunny about 82 degrees. And that's going to be it for the Peter Channel. 5 o'clock news on this July 2nd, 2018 on a Monday. Peter Woods will be have a good evening. Good positive to be have a good evening. I'll see you at 11 o'clock for layout report. Be have a good evening.